And a poor kick. It doesn't find touch. It goes touch and goal.
Tammy.
We do have that change. Delane Edwards, wearing jersey number 21, is on the field. He's replaced Tom Hurst.
Tom having a rest. I can see down there Curtis Clean too, stretching and warming up for the Mosquitoes. Meanwhile, their teammates out there, the Mosquitoes.
And a hapless error there at the restart. One of the Mosquitoes had crossed the line before the kick was done. Advantage is lost. It's a scrum feed to the Black Falcons. That would be making Tony Bundock pull out even more of his fastly losing hair.
I don't think he'd be too impressed with this effort here from the Mosquitoes.
There's been a few fundamentals of the game that they've fallen down on.
Gee, that's a hard hit at the line by Takuna. Loose ball, loose pass. Up for grabs. Who's got it? Mosquitoes. Bernheim comes away with the kick. Gets to halfway, sitting underneath it. Timlock runs back, takes it very, very well, and runs to halfway. Couldn't get around the fullback. Bernheim's cut him down with a great tackle at halfway. Bouncing ball. He had to knock it on very quickly. Good play here. Ben Emmett, what's he got? He's charging hard. Londemar there. He's got away from two of them. And on the outside of the left boot, did marvellously well to save his teammates back there. Because he was the wildebeest being pursued by a couple of hungry lions.
And he used the goalpost to his advantage there. He was in danger of being caught in goal, which would have then been a 5-metre scrum because he took the ball back in.
Kinnaird, good effort from him. They're building here. Here's Edwards. Edwards, good legs. Where's the support? Magnificent pass is a beauty. Bernheim's in, but the bust was a beauty.
Well, it was, and we talked about how important it is for the new players on the field to get involved quickly, and that's what Edwards has done. He's just burst through that gap and looked like he was going to score himself, and all of a sudden it looked like he was going to get caught, and then he just popped a beautiful pass into Peter Bernheim to score under the post.
Super pass, can't wait to see it on replay.
So here goes Edwards. He just palms off one tackler as he gets tackled, just flicks it behind him. Bernheim would have called for that. And then he goes to score a very, very important try to the Mosquitoes.
Here it is again. I could watch it all day. Super try to the Mosquitoes. Take a bow. Edwards and Bernheim.
The 10th try of the match. Charlie, 5 apiece.
Bernheim, look at that, 3 tries. Big day.
So here's another look at the try. There he goes, Edwards. Just flicks the ball behind him. And Peter Bernheim goes in. 36-33. Adelaide still lead the Mosquitoes. Mosquitoes must score next again.
Well, set up for a good finish here. I'll just quickly get down to Tammy. There is a change, and ask her thoughts on that great try.
There are 2 changes actually for this start of play. Tim Berber is taking the field, replacing Joe Egan, and Mozzie's veteran John Sullivan, wearing number 9, has left the field, been replaced by Curtis McLean.
And your thoughts, Tammy, on the try? It was a good one, wasn't it?
What's that, Charlie? I can't hear a thing from all of this applauding.
The try for the Mosquitoes, you were pretty happy with it.
I think everyone was very happy with it. And my tip this morning was for Adelaide, but I'll be very happy to be proved wrong today.
And the Black Falcons there have come up with a mistake from the restart. It hasn't gone the 10 metres. The Mozzies will have the scrum feed here.
Pendulum swinging, maybe, just a little.
Well, they'll be feeling a little bit of pressure now. They know it's getting very, very late in the game.
36-33. 28 and a half gone second half. Possession with the Mosquitoes.
Front row there for the Black Falcons, penalised.
Tim Berber's out there. They've made the changes.
Referee saying there that the Adelaide prop was boring in.
Davis kicks well. Kicks nicely. Just
11 minutes remaining. Mosquitoes trailing by 3. attacking just about 18 metres out. They should get the ball from their own line out throw here, Charlie.
Very important line out here in the context of this match, and they didn't get it. When they wanted it most, it eluded them. Gareth Brown.
But good pressure still on the kicker, so the Mosquitoes will get to throw the ball again at the same position from before. So obviously that last line out didn't work. This one must. Of course, with Joseph Egan just being replaced, Ben Abbott now throwing the scrums, throwing the line, something he's capable of. But it's not as though he's been into the patterns because Joseph had been doing it.
Forward in the tackle. Scrum, black ball.
Ball just going forward in that tackle there, unfortunate.
Edwards read it. He was off in a flash.
We see Davis going to ground and the ball goes forward. Edwards just towing it through.
Injury.
Well, he was a little ambitious, I think, Davis, taking them on there and then getting rolled around in that tackle. Turned around, it was hard to control the ball.
So here's a player being treated, not a member of the tight five, really. It's a centre for the Black Falcons receiving treatment. He's not part of the scrum. Play should continue. This is slowing the game down to suit Adelaide.
Plenty of water going out. Well, a couple of players are being treated out there. And they could be making a change. I'll get down to Tammy in just a moment. We'll go down to Tammy now.
Yep, the injured player coming off is number 12, Wayne Londimer, who's been on fire with the kicking today. He's been replaced by number 20, Peter Lavaveso.
Lavaveso on. Yes, that's a loss, isn't it? Because Londimer's been very good.
Oh, he's been, apart from his solid kicking, he's very good in open play as well. His defence has been very sound.
And we don't know the quality of the player replacing him. Maybe he's just as good.
Inside the last 10 minutes now. Big push of the scrum and a tight head.
A beauty for the Mosquitoes. They're getting lots of support here from a pretty vocal crowd. Berber's in there. Little pass to Emmett. The captain has it. They hold him up.
Important. Ball was out. Not covered there.
Rolling ball to halfway. Stepping one way and then the other is Edwards. Edwards wants to take him on. Now he's got some help getting there. He's getting dragged along with the ball. McLean with the pass out. Berber, bust straight through. Berber again. He's big, he's strong, he's fresh. Want him on his feet.
He's a very, very dynamic runner. The pass was like a bullet to Stafford, just went straight over him. Unfortunately, Edwards there unable to pick that ball up as Adelaide strike back.
Bernheim had to get there. He had to work very hard. And he did what was required under him. He shouldn't have had to, but he had to in the end.
Well, that's right. The Mozzies were pushing the pass sideways. They weren't making any ground there. The ball went to ground. It was kicked through. They've lost 50 metres and given Adelaide the opportunity now to attack.
3 the difference here. And the Mosquitoes are going to have to defend. There's their skipper, Ben Emmett. Taken from the line out by the Falcons. Keen to get their first win this season in the Australian Rugby Shield. Mosquitoes have won. I'll tell you what, it'll be a mighty feather in the cap of the Falcons if they can come to Marara, to Rugby Park here and win a match.
And it's a big drive at the line here by the Falcons.
And over.
The referee was playing advantage there for an offside play.
Just too strong, wasn't it?
Yeah, they just rolled that maul around and scored. That may very well be the last the straw that broke the camel's back. The Mozzies will need to score twice now.
Well, you made the point, Brian. It probably shouldn't have been down there in the first place. That's the problem started back here, right in the centre of the ground, didn't it, earlier on? The try scorer there.
Yeah,
having,
the big number
water.
8. Tim Matten.
So it's McKinley who'll do the kicking. How confident is he? You can see the angle there, our camera right behind him. It's as though he's done this before. Many times. Wait on it. That's a nice kick. It's a super kick. That is a match-winning kick.
Well, it's going to be very, very difficult now for the Mosquitoes to get back there. Now, trailing again by 10 points, so they do need to score twice, as we see. Watch the number 8 just dive over the top of the players to score. There he goes, up and over. Great try by Tim Matten.
Let's see what these Mozzies are made of here. They need mistake-free rugby, and they need someone like Tim Berber to bust that line, but they did get across and then lost it. And Lavoveso does the clearing work.
Well, you've got to hang on to the opportunities. It was a great burst by Tim Berber. He had Crowley looming up on his outside. It wasn't a great pass. And Crowley, unfortunately, just cannoned off his leg. It wasn't a knock-on.
Who's off? Black player off.
Just over 5 minutes to go. 10 points the difference. 43-33.
Who are you replacing?
Player getting some service down there. I think getting some assistance down there. Let's get down to Tammy.
It seems that as players are becoming injured or getting a little bit too tired, they're being replaced. Number 9, Troy Doherty, is coming off. He's replaced by 21, Andrew Clymer.
Clymer on.
And again, there was a line out there that the Mosquitoes throw. They didn't win it. These sort of mistakes are very costly at such an important time of the game.
Farquharson's kick got over halfway. He chased it pretty well. It was taken down there by Norris, who's worked pretty hard today. Comes back to this man, Davis. He's been a good player today as well. Into the hands now of Edwards. Edwards caught in a tackle. Stand and kick from Davis. Kicks well, doesn't he?
Well, it was a good kick from centre field. He's brought play down just outside the 22. Critical here for the Mosquitoes to attack this line out, spoil the ball.
Time against them.
Time very much against them. Just over 4 minutes to go, Charlie. Need to score twice.
They want this one, and they want it in a hurry. And maybe the Falcons could just slow it down a little bit. That's what they'll be thinking about.
Well, they definitely want to slow it down and make sure that the Mosquitoes don't have the opportunity. Nothing fancy that line out. It went to number 2. Ball in hand is important for the Black Falcons now. As we see them just roll that maul 10 metres.
Yes, good control, isn't it? That's good control. They still have it. Now they'll come out wide with it and give it to the fullback. Tried to slice his way through again. It's a beautiful stepper. Emmett goes in.
Good pressure on the kick.
Straight down, no knock on. Straight down, no knock on.
Bad pass there by Norris.
Here's a bit of a chance. Let's see what they can do. They'll have to kick. How hard? Charging is Crowley. Super kick.
You couldn't hope for a better kick than that. It's brought play to within about 2 metres of the Black Falcons line. Another opportunity for the Mosquitoes. They must attack and spoil this line out. But a great kick by Bernheim.
The rugby god was wearing a mosquito jumper on that occasion. Rolled beautifully.
There's a mark, open up. Get back, 19.
That's Waisley. We'll bring it in.
Go and form the line, then fall out.
Hello, my name's Bob.
Goes right over the back.
Untidy, but it worked.
Stay back, Red.
Inside 5.
Good pressure on the kick. They haven't made much ground with that.
37, nearly 38 minutes gone. 10 the difference.
There's the mark. There's the mark. Open up, 20. Open up, please. But there's the mark, guys. Let's form the line, please. Black, come closer, please. Close it up. Open up, Red. Thank you.
Referee not happy with the line hand's got it right now. Here's Emmett. What can be found here? A try must come now, and it will. Straight through them goes Edwards.
Well, cool as a cucumber. You wouldn't think it was the dying minutes of a major rep game. He just got the ball, had a little bit of a look to his side, went himself, and scored under the post. Great try there by Delane Edwards.
Everyone else was in slow motion. Have a look.
Good line-out jump there by Kinnaird. Cut-out pass of Stafford. Just lifted the shoulder a little bit, and in he goes. Conversion successful. 43-40. 2 minutes to go, Charlie. Can the Aussies come home?
Well, we've got to get possession back in a hurry. Question mark about the defence of both sides, but it's been good rugby.
Yes, in centre field, their centres haven't really defended as well as their coaches would have wanted. Not a great kick.
That's what you wanted. Exactly what was wanted.
Well, there's a knock-on. It's moments like this. From a knock-on, in disgust, he's kicked the ball away. He's been penalised.
And so he should be. It's a foolish thing to do.
Free kick. Free kick.
Free kick, I should say, not a penalty. So they can't just kick it over the sideline full and get the ball. It's got to bounce. You'll find they'll just run with this now.
3 the difference. They want some magic here. Oh, they might get it. They might get it. Oh, almost.
It's no knock-on. The Mosquitoes can still get the ball here.
Thrilling match drawing to a conclusion here. Mosquitoes will get this. Bernheim, he's been magnificent. Brought down in a tackle. Got the pass off to Moore.
Well, Charlie, do you go for the draw or do you go for the win? I think you go for the win.
I think you have to go for the win.
Penalty, offside, from the kicker. Captain,
Quick
choice.
tap.
No, captain.
They want it. Ben Emmett charges at the line. No, go back and do it all again.
Referee wasn't ready. Went for the quick tap. Probably just as well it didn't work.
Scrum down.
They'll go for the scrum here.
Scrum down.
Look for a giant push here by the Mosquitoes.
Well,
inside injury time, Charlie.
Drawing to a wonderful conclusion. There's the score. You can see it. Time all but gone.
This will be the last phase.
And the Mosquitoes within 5 metres of the line. And they'll get the ball from the scrum. You would expect. It collapses.
Guys, let's get closer, please. You're too far away.
Good crowd on the edge of their seats here.
Come 16. Closer, closer.
Can they pull this one out of the fire, the Mosquitoes?
Well, the destiny's in their own hands, Charlie. They should get the ball.
Can the Falcons hang on? They're standing up well in the scrum.
Good scrum. They're just edging it forward.
They're going forward.
Let it turn now.
It's got it turned
Bad
on
move.
them.
Lost it.
Couldn't afford that.
Tried to be too clever. The referee says full time.
That's it. All over. Victory to the Falcons. Just that last scrum. They were allowed it to be turned around, the Mosquitoes. Yeah. They are disappointed they've been beaten today.
Very disappointed. They went for the wrong option there. They were only 5 metres out. They just tried to wheel the scrum and go for a pushover try. They've got a very, very good back line, Charlie. McLean should have got that ball in, got it out, and looked for players like Stafford and Bernheim and Edwards to go across and score. I think it was the wrong move at the last play there, because the referee would have told them, this is it. And then the scrum was turned around. Very disappointing. There's the full-time score, 43-20. A good effort by both teams. We saw plenty of tries. And the Mosquitoes will be disappointed with the result, disappointed with aspects of their game, but they did play very, very good football. There's Timmy Berber, centre screen there. Looks very, very upset. But the crowd here giving both teams a rousing reception as they leave the field. entertaining game to call, Charlie, and I'm sure an entertaining game to watch our viewers right across the territory on Territory Sport.
So in 4 rounds of competition, a win apiece now to these two sides.
A win apiece. Now, the Mosquitoes do get 2 bonus points out of this, Charlie. They scored 4 or more tries, and they lost the game by 7 or less. So the Mosquitoes are on 6 points. They're equal on points with Adelaide, and depending on the result of Melbourne's match against New South Wales Country, it could be 3 teams equal on 5 competition points.
They've had some good players. Brown's been one of the really good players, Gareth Brown, and Tammy Devine manages to corner him down there. Tammy, it's with you.
Thanks, Charlie. Gareth, congratulations on the win. How did you think the game went?
It was a pretty expansive game, and I think at the end of the day we were lucky to get on top. We've had a few games recently that have been very close, and we're ecstatic with the result today, but Darwin played really well, and fitness came into it. We did a lot of work at the start of the year, so yeah, thankful that we did.
And who do you think were the players who stood out for you guys?
Our winger, Anossi, on the right-hand wing, he's been strong all year. He's a really strong runner, and he's a go-to man for us. I think in the forwards, Richard Wasley played quite well, and Timmy Matten.
Well, thanks very much, Gareth. Enjoy the win and have a good round next week.
Thank you very much.
Gareth Brown there. He was good today, wasn't he? He was one of the very good players for that team there who were victorious today in this round 4 match.
And certainly he was. Charlie had a good game, and one of the players he did singled out there was the big number 8, Tim Matten. He was very solid at the breakdown, and had a very, very good game. But my man of the match there, I think, for the Falcons was certainly the fullback, Andrew Farquharson. He had a great game.
They might have not sure whether they've got a club song that they, or an Adelaide team song that they sing. They're all together. There he is. That's a man you're talking about.
Very, very
outstanding
game today. Yeah.
Well, maybe they get in there and meditate. Brian, what happens in there?
Oh, well, the coach doesn't want to let a win get to your head. You know, he'll be telling them they've got another game next week. Enjoy the moment. It wasn't a faultless game, so he'll be addressing some of the mistakes they made. If there were aspects of their game that the game plan they didn't stick to, he'll be reminding them of that as well.
All right, the coach, of course, is Carl Jones in there talking to his players. There'll be lots of things when they look at the tape of this game. There'll be a number of things that they'd want to tidy up on, but they get the points, and that's what they come for.
And that's what footy is all about. It's about winning the game, and that's what they've done today.
There's the coach there. You can see him, Carl Jones. Looks like all of the players, including those players that didn't play, you'll see them with white shirts on there amongst that team. It's a good bonding thing, isn't it, at the end of a game like this? Get them all in together.
Oh, it is, because there's nothing worse than the group of players dwindling away, going into the dressing shed, and maybe getting off track on maybe an aspect of the game that they thought was wrong, and getting cranky. And I think it's good that they stay there and just talk about.
I'd have an interview with the captain at the moment if we can get down to that. But just the score here, it was a wonderful win in the Adelaide Black Falcons over the Darwin Mosquitoes. 43-40, 24-19 at half time. A good game of rugby. Certainly open for those players who are prepared to run hard when they're in attack. Let's go down. Temple has got the Mosquitoes. Captain Ben Emmett with us.
Ben, commiserations on the loss. You still come away with 2 bonus points though, scoring 4 tries and for losing by less than 7. What do you think was the difference?
Obviously our defence was certainly not as good as it should have been. Missed far too many first up tackles and allowed them to run. Hence they got more points than us.
But who do you think were the key players for the Mozzies?
Look, I think forwards worked fairly well. I think Peter Bernheim had an outstanding game, as did Shane Crowley, and Bradley Norris also played quite well. But unfortunately, it has to be everybody playing well, not just a couple of players.
Well, I can see all of the players having a rest here. They've obviously put in 100% and done what they could, but good luck for next week's game.
Thanks very much, Tammy.
Gee, he hurts, doesn't he? You can feel the pain from up here. He doesn't like losing these matches.
He wears his heart on his sleeve, Ben Emmett, and he was right about the the missed up tackles, first up tackles that they missed being costly. But I think the penalties they conceded at the breakdown, it gave away just too much territory to the Black Falcons. They took the game away from themselves,
Yep.
and it turned out the amounts of tries were equal both sides. It was a penalty goal different.
Yeah, and Brian, they were a little hot and cold sometimes. They look really good for parts of the game, and then for some reason they would seem to lose their way. Let's check the scorers from this match. It was a good match, wasn't it? There's the scorers.
Well, it was. And Burnine there a double. Emmett, Egan, Dan Mayo and Delane Edwards with the tries. Davis got 5 of his 6 conversions. And for the Falcons, Farquharson got a double, so both fullbacks with a double. Connor, Matt and Doherty and Takuna and Londemar with 4 conversions. McKinley 1 conversion and a penalty to Londemar. And that one penalty goal turned out to be the difference in the game.
It's a busy scoring stat, isn't it? Let's have a look at the match stats.
It is, and the possession, at half-time it was 59 to 42, 59-41 rather. It's remained pretty well constant in the second half there. So the Mosquitoes didn't get on top in the second half in terms of ball in hand. Gave away too many penalties. Turnovers were about equal there, and the Rucks and Mauls much more ball from that for the Black Falcons.
All right, victory here today to the Falcons. Let's get down to Tammy Devine's got Tim Heath with her.
We've come to the end of round 4, Tim. How do you think the Australian Rugby Shield has gone so far?
Well, from every team's perspective, probably the Darwin's, but pretty well. You know, when it first started off in round 1, there was 3 very close games, and we thought, you know, it'd be a very competitive season. But the gap sort of came out in round 2 when the bigger teams like New South Wales Country and Perth and Queensland Country got a game under their belts, and they sort of showed that their true power. But you know, it's really good to play those guys, and I think that. We just need to be playing a lot more competitive football so we can really match them, because there are times that we really do match them.
Now, New South Wales Country, of course, coming up to Darwin to play the Mozzies next weekend. The team would have watched some tapes. How do you think we need to play them to at least get close to them next week?
Well, I think we've got to take a bit of heart out of last time they were up here, which is we had them under control. We were sort of only 5 points away from them with 10 minutes to go or something like that, and they ran over us in the last 10 minutes. So, you know, would think we're a smarter team since then, and you know, I've got a lot better players in the team, and I think these guys really have known there's a lot of lost opportunities this year, so they certainly would want to make up for it. And I think that maybe the heat, you know, we can keep a sort of a heat factor as today's temperature, we should do all right.
Now, if I can ask you to take your Mosquitoes team manager hat off and put your general manager of the NT Rugby Union hat on, what does the Australian Rugby Shield mean to rugby in the Northern Territory?
I think without it, rugby union would really struggle. It's something that, you know, it's something that players can really aspire for, and you know, for a 5-week period, you get to travel, you get to play really good sides, you're made to feel like a really good rugby player. You know, they spend something like $700,000 on this competition, so you know, it's not something that's taken for granted. And if we can really sort of increase the profile of the Australian Rugby Shield, then that certainly hopefully will mean that younger players will want to really have a go and want to play for the Mosquitoes. So I really believe it's one of the most important things we've got going.
Well, to me, a $700,000 investment is really well spent money as well. We saw prior to the Mozzies game the under-14s playing. We've got an under-16 game on now. Let's hope that in the future we see those players coming through and donning the Mozzies jersey.
Oh, I think so, and the fact that the 16s are going to play Singapore in a couple of weeks, it really shows that we're really sort of spreading our wings a bit and getting some you know, good identification for the game.
Thanks very much for